Many of you probably have heard that Google has kind of opened up a little bit easier to get to its AI mode. Um, remembering to click on that upper link is not always top of mind. But if you go to google.com/AI, it takes you to the new AI mode front panel. And you can do queries there. They don't have to be questions. They can just be a keyword, just like a normal search, except the results come out uh, predominantly answering that particular question. Now, it has pointed out a couple of things. The nightmare, of course, is that it isn't final. It's going to change. There's no ads in there, for instance, and we know Google travels by ad. So it's not quite the final, but we can actually see the kinds of things that Google is looking at doing. And I'll mention quickly what that is. It turns out that it will give an article. It creates an article. And the article is combined from a great many websites, and some of the websites are visible on the right-hand side. And you're going to see that there's three. No other websites are visible at that time. So it's wiping out the 10 blue links entirely. But, and I'm operating under the assumption that it's going to have to put back in some of the really cool features people also ask, the drop down on the query. I mean, there's a lot of things that are in the normal Google that are missing. So let's assume they're going to be there prior to a release. Google's in the business of making money. Don't forget that. So what we have is an article, and there's about 3 entries on the right. Now you can see full list, and it will expand that list. And those are generic websites for the AI article. However, if you go down the AI article, you'll see that it has subtopics. Basically, each of those is think about it this way. We've been teaching siloing like forever. We are now siloing within a page. So you can easily see that, oh, well, that's an outline, that's a hierarchy of content within the page. That's exactly right. It is a logically siloed page. What is each of the topics and what does it do? Within each of those areas, at the bottom of each area, subliminally almost, is a little link icon. I mean, it's tiny. It's at the bottom of the last sentence, at the end of the last sentence. And if you click on that, this is important. If you click on that, that section will highlight, and the web pages will be web pages only about that section. So as you go through 5 or 6 of those, if at the end of it you highlight or you do the link click, that section will change the websites. So you do get to see, and technically you get to see a broader approach to the SEO, which sites are there. If I'm only interested in one of those sections, I get to focus on the websites for that section. But uh, it logically destroys ranking monitors. It makes it so that if you want to rank for something, you have to figure out how to rank for that something. Now, at an SEO level, and we refer to it as, SEO 2.1, at an SEO level, oh, by the way, SEO doesn't have version numbers. I just said it had to designate itself different from what we used to do. At the 2.1 level, there's things that are extensions to traditional SEO. We got to get the traditional SEO right, but now there's a higher volume on schema. There's a higher volume on mentions. There's a higher volume on testimonials and reviews. There's a higher volume on usability. So the emphasis that has always been SEO is still there, just that some of the volume has been turned up. And so we're understand it's going to take a little bit of time. We're going to have to wait until AI mode is released. And then once AI mode is released, we're going to redo the education program. So since you're in the program, it's going to work out well when as soon as we update it, it'll have to be re-reviewed and re-examined and et cetera. But we're adding all this stuff, but we can't add it until Google stabilizes it. I mean, I can tell you what I know about what's in it. And I'm going to tell you right now, you better start optimizing for it today. In my opinion, there are certain things that you have to do. We have developed some really cool programs, and you can do them yourself, and there's different ways to do them. But some of the programs really are heavy content. You have to have questions, and you have to have answers, and you have to have a page that's structured for usability, and you have to be perceived to be the expert, or you're never going to show up for one of those segments of your page. When somebody goes and they click on that link at the end, if you want to be there, you got to be there. You have to optimize for that area. So the biggest problem we're likely to face is that I mean, there's 100 million websites out there. There's a billion pages, and all of them need to be refreshed. This is a whole new internet. And for your websites to perform well, it's going to take time, which is why you should start now. Make sure you have what we call FAQs. It's part of our methodology now. Make sure that you have an optimized Google Business Profile, even if you're a national or international account. It's not just local anymore. Make sure you have positive sentiment in your reviews, and make sure you have reviews. The old concept of links, people are going to say links still matter. Well, yeah, mentions are important. Authoritative inbound links still matter. They didn't totally go away. What went away are all the links that didn't matter. You know, the inorganic links, those all are basically trash. Probably only 20% of your inbound links, if that, are going to be kept. And here's the trick. Link deserves freshness. It is clear that how recent that link is matters. That's new. That's going to require that we have an ongoing press release program and an ongoing publishing program, something to cause the links to be new. One of the things you should remember is social media links don't count. They're mentions, but they're no followed and they're not counted. So we're going to have to make sure we do that. We've been doing some assessments. It's not even our full audit, but we do assessments and look at these kinds of things and tell you, okay, this is wimpy, this is garbage, this is good, this is, good, bad, and ugly. And so what we have to do is look at our websites with new eyes. We have to keep our eyes on the ball, what matters to AI, and we have to start going in that direction. You cannot give up your SEO that you've been doing. This is all incremental. This is very, very important stuff, and we have to pay attention to it.